Welcome to the Frozen Tundra 2020 championship game. We have Philadelphia versus Cincinnati today. We will get this screen shared. Looks good. And finally, we're underway after some technical difficulties. And Cincinnati starts off with the ball first and 10 at their own 25. We've seen these teams a few times now if you followed the broadcast during the playoffs. So they become familiar to us, which is always a nice benefit. Building some personality around these squads. Certainly the case here. Today, with the midday Sunday game, I'm up against it with some family things sort of all day long. I have a window between now and about 3:30 or so Eastern time. It stands right now at 2:05 on March 20th on a Sunday. So hopefully we can get a quick moving game for that reason, or else I'll just sort of leave the broadcast rolling in the background. 6-yard pass on first makes it 2nd and 4. And there's also one other little distraction on this Sunday, March 20th, which is the NCAA tournament, which as we speak right now, we have Houston playing Illinois. Houston seems to have taken control of the game a little bit. We'll see if that holds up, but that's going to be a kind of constant distraction for me as well, unfortunately. That's the way it goes. 2nd and 4. Cincy's linebacker is stopped for a loss of 2. So assumed he had it in the bag that he'd have no contain to worry about on 3rd down. Well, not the case. Dreaded 5, guessed right, loses 2 even on linebacker for Aaron Jones. And now it's 3rd and 6 on this first drive of the game. Just getting started here in the championship game. 2 conservative teams, in many respects, right at the bottom of long passes attempted in the league, both of them, during the regular season. Let's see if that plays out today, or if they sort of switch up their MO. And this 3rd and 6, and we don't know if it's just being careful here, which would make sense in this big game, but we've had some connection problems so far to get this game started, so that might be driving what we see here. Short pass, Devontae Adams. He's not double teamed, and it's complete. Phillip Rivers, with those lack of must runs, that card looks a lot like a double teamed, a really good double teamed card, but of course, there's more completions. Now it's 1st and 10 after the big guessed right completion. Long pass, Adams. He's double teamed by the free safety. Incomplete on Rivers' card. Minshew's Philadelphia's quarterback. Would have been incomplete. No must run there, of course, for Rivers. And you see a quick, long pass against tendency. Teams tend to save things up for these games. Many teams do anyway. Want to make sure they know that their opponent's probably studying up for this game, so need to be prepared to do things a little differently than they might have throughout the year to keep them on their toes. Short pass, Noah Fant, 3 men in zone. Not double team, 13 yards. He dumped it off. We had a pass rush situation pop up, which was a 3 versus a 7. And that did not yield a chance at all for a sack. So upon the incompletion, went to dump off, and here we are, 1st and 10 now into Philadelphia territory. You'll see a lot of 2 tight set from this Cincinnati squad. No different here. Flat pass. Devontae Adams. Double team makes the double team reception. Makes it 2nd and 4. Staying too tight versus 3 wide. Yeah, sorry. Versus 3-4. No blitz. Looking pass. Guess wrong. 2 men are there, though, and it went. Let's see where it goes here. Whose car does it land on? It's a fumble. After the completion, it's recovered by Philadelphia. So Cincinnati stymied by the unlikely fumble on the receiver card. Noah Fant made the catch on the offense after an offense 9 reading showed up, but then had the unlikely fumble, and it's recovered by Philly. So a nice long drive stymied as they're into the fringes of field goal territory. Instead, it's 1st and 10 for Philly at their own 33. Another team that is in the too tight formation often. Here's Derrick Henry off tackle. Perhaps his best run for getting sort of middling gains in the meat of his card. At least I believe so. As I've faced him a few times lately. Check on the defensive end. Leonard Williams makes the play. No gain. Second and 10. We had a almost interception as we checked away to make sure the broadcast was working well. So that is going to bring us. Well, he did get it. He did intercept it. It's returned 20 yards. Couldn't quite see at first. Maybe my eyes were just going to the wrong place. But anyway, Jerry Chen makes the interception, returns for 20 yards. Sort of reminds me of the semifinal game where Cincinnati threw an interception to Seattle, and Seattle returned it from right around the same territory, about the 45-yard line going in. Seattle fumbled it, which was key, and gave the ball back to Cincinnati. In this case, Cincinnati returns it for 20 yards, doesn't fumble, and is set up right just about where they left off, a little bit better, at the Philadelphia 28. Off tackle Dobbins. It's guessed wrong. Short gain, 19 yards down to the 9-yard line. 1st and goal, Cincy. Step away for just a second on this 1st and goal. Short pass, Edelman. Incomplete. 2nd and goal. Sorry, just juggling a few things here. Right back after a quick break. All right. Didn't miss anything. Second and goal from the 9. Philadelphia now showing blitz. Short pass, Ertz. 4 men in zone, incomplete. Keeps that man back there. And that prevents a receiver reading on Zach Ertz's card, which is a decent tight end short pass receiving card. Third and goal now from the 9. Attempted 2 short passes from here. Sort of like the way Cincinnati approached their game-winning drive versus Seattle, where they had the ball at the 10 and just started firing away. Uncharacteristically, I might add, from on short pass, just wanting that touchdown. And does it again here, and there's a sack. Justin Burris gets in at just a 39%, so a healthy chance, and scores on the 26, finds home. Bunker on for the field goal. It's good. So Philadelphia prevents the turnover turning into 7 points. Instead, it's 3. 3-0 Philadelphia is down to Cincinnati with 8:24 left. So since he gets that field goal to get us going here, 8:24 left first quarter. And we see the familiar 2 tight set. And then run to Henry. Guessed wrong. Hunting for that long gain on 9. Instead gets a nice healthy run on the outside, 12 yards. Had the first down up to their own 37. Flat pass, Thielen. One man there guessed right, gets 6 yards on Minshew's card. Gardner Minshew performed well in these 2 wins for Philadelphia in the playoffs, as you'd expect if he's here in the finals. Hasn't thrown an interception. Hasn't fumbled. Second and 4. Could be opening nerves here, causing these long calls, or it could be a connection. End run is guessed right. We have nobody there, though. That defensive end versus a 0 does come into play. Dan Arnold has a 0 run block. Defensive end is a 6. So despite having 0 linebackers out there, it wasn't a bad lineup situation or matchup situation for Cincinnati, even with 0 linebackers. And it comes up to play where Dan Arnold is called upon, does not have the 5 white die, no gain, 3rd and 4. At their own 43-yard line, 6:36 left, first quarter. Philadelphia's one possession so far was a short one, where Minshew picked up that very first interception of the playoffs. Long pass, Lockett, incomplete, finds the blank. So after Minshew's uncharacteristic interception on the first drive, goes for an uncharacteristic long pass here, but it's incomplete, and the punting unit is on. Sam Koch gets a 48-yard kick, but Lamb returns it from the 9 out to the 24-yard line. And Cincinnati's going to try to build the lead here. as I have some coffee being delivered. Hello. Thank you for the coffee. Okay, now we got our coffee. Wake us up a little bit. Look in pass. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. You'll hear occasional sipping through the microphone. I try to use the cough button as much as I can. I have been coughing a lot today. But not for every sip of coffee. So on the 2nd and 10, following the incompletion, we have the usual lineups. And we're going to see how this develops here. What we've been seeing from Duke is a lot of double teaming, a lot of bringing down the safety. Here's a flat pass to Fant. And Duke is Philadelphia's coach. It's a short gain on the 3. Just gets 10 yards, though. It's enough for a first down out to the 24. Cincinnati is a run and flat pass, small ball sort of team. Check some of these stats here in a second if you'd like. Cincinnati 7th in league in flat pass looking pass attempts. 10th in league in rush attempts. Incomplete pass on the interception split. 2nd and 10. As we see Houston finishing off Illinois in this 2021 March Madness second round. When we go back to look at this video years from now, always interesting to see what's going on. Some context to the time and place. 2nd and 10, linebacker Aaron Jones guessed right this time. Philadelphia has a nose tackle at 6 that comes into play there. Sets up a 3rd and 5 instead of a 3rd and 1. Philadelphia does not call run very often, according to the regular season stats. Go down and look at the defensive stats here. Total runs called is right here, hiding behind the pass rush. And you'll see Philadelphia at the bottom. 157 called all year. 3rd and 5. Short pass, Edelman. 4-man brings up the safety, and it is interception. We have an interception. It was on the defensive card, 2 through 6, 11, 12. We didn't quite see the split 4-yard gain. So the teams have traded a few turnovers here. And Philadelphia gets the ball back in midfield. First and 10. Off tackle guessed right is Henry, and that would have gone a long way, I believe. Yeah, long gain. Instead, guessed right. So 2nd and 10. Nice call there by the Cincinnati D. Short pass, Dan Arnold. 3-man in zone, guessed right. He's up against a 4. Flushed. Incomplete on the interception split. So Minshew living dangerously today. That's something we're used to seeing from him. Sets up a 3rd and 10. So Philly here trying not to come up empty after getting the big interception. Cincinnati told us last week that definitely shies away from short passes and especially long passes because of Rivers' interception. been throwing him more today and got some justification for why he typically does what he does. But Philly may not be able to take advantage of it here. It's a low percentage, 3rd and 10. Minshew has the completion on 7. Double teamed any which way. Certainly helps the cause. He's facing a 4 is Golden Tate as the nickelback. The rest are 5 or 6. So we stepped away for a second. We saw Dan Arnold make a 4-yard catch and then a punt, which has left Cincy backed up inside their own 10. Dobbins, not a very effective right runner at all. Gets a nice right call there from Duke and pushes him back 3 yards. Would have been +3 if guessed incorrectly. 2nd and 13. So after that last interception, I would assume we see a run here or a flat pass from Cincy. Try to get some of those yards back. No, he's pulling the string today, throwing a lot of short passes. Guessed wrong as well, as Duke is calling a lot of runs. And he gets a 14-yard gain and a first down, no fumble this time. And a nice gain. Takes him up to the 21-yard line. So Justin not shying away. Cincinnati's coach Justin not shying away from that short pass after the interception came to pass last drive. And run Dobbins. 5 yards. We got to step away again. Sorry, everybody. Okay, back. And we've missed 2 runs by Dobbins. No, 1 by Dobbins, 1 by Jones, which has brought us to a 3rd and 2. As we start the second quarter, linebacker Aaron Jones. Linebacker was there. Wait here, makes the block though. Gets 5 yards. So the linebacker did not impact any yardage on that particular play with that particular roll. First down conversion. for the Bengals, up to their own 34, leading 3-0. Short pass Fant is guessed wrong. Duke guessing run a high amount and getting caught guessed wrong as a result, but Rivers finds the incompletion on 3. 2nd and 10. Both teams switching it up. Makes a lot of sense. Attempting to establish early that their opponent should throw away the tendencies. Don't pay attention to them. Establish that they're unpredictable. Looking past Edelman. One man there guessed right. He's a 4. Edelman has come up clutch so far in these playoffs on his card. He makes another catch there on his receiver card for 8 big yards, 3rd and 2. Jones lines up as the halfback. Both these defenses are good across the board. We're facing 4 total defensive units of good ratings. Linebacker Aaron Jones is guessed wrong. A linebacker is there. He's going to get 6 yards. Guessed wrong, and that's a first down conversion for Cincinnati. In terms of first downs, these teams right up toward the top in both categories. Completion here on that first down. Brings up 2nd and 10. Not seeing any chances taken, any variations so far in the formations. Pretty much played to form. Check on that along the way. Short pass. Devontae Adams, 3 men there. No chance of a sack. It's intercepted again. Phillies defense with 3 men in the zone gets the interception this time. 12 yards on the return. So another short pass interception. Since he's come out of blazing on these short passes, it's been working out in many cases, but that the other side of the coin, which is a higher interception chance versus flat, has come to be so far. And once again, since he starts off at midfield after an interception. Can they cash in this time? First down is incomplete. Short pass Lockett, guessed right, 3 men. Complete for 11 on Minshew's card. Brings him into Cincinnati territory at the 40. Philly had to start to be thinking they just weren't going to get close to scoring range. But finally, sort of breakthrough. End run, Henry. Guessed right with a man there. The linebacker steps up, and that's Darius Smith. He makes the play, 2nd and 11. Cincy doing a nice job of limiting the guess wrong opportunities. Here's one, though. Short pass, Lockett. Needs 11. Guessed wrong. Calling the run instead. It's going to be a 20-yard gain. All the way up to the 21-yard line. Big reception. Lockett, among the league leaders in yards per reception, comes up with a big one there. 1st and 10. Sticking too tight. Long pass, nobody home. Against the 4 is Dan Arnold. And it's guessed right. He gets sacked. And it's a fumble. It's recovered by Cincinnati. Only a 6% chance was Poona Ford versus Laken Tomlinson, but it comes up big for the Bengals. Wow. Minshew, another turnover. There you see Poona Ford is a 3-pass rush versus Lincoln Tomlinson's 5. Needed just 6% chance. So it was needed just the perfect roll. Got the 4, which is under the 6, which caused the sack. 3-yard gain on 1st down, 2nd and 7. Take a look at the box score here. Curious about the yards per play. Yeah. Struggling. Philadelphia at 3.1. Cincinnati at 4.1. And there's an 8-yard play. It's 2nd and 7. And yards per play during the course of the season. Philadelphia at 6.1. Cincinnati at 5.7. We have some talented defenses here and very good play callers, as we've seen. And that has held these teams from moving the ball. Hasn't been a ton of guess wrong opportunities. Here's one, flat pass, but it might be guessed wrong, but there's 2 men in the zone. Edelman makes the catch for 12. Goes to the offensive card. Now Cincinnati enters Philadelphia's territory. Halfway through the 2nd quarter. Cincinnati started off with the ball. So Philly will get it coming back the other way as we start the 3rd quarter. Linebuck Jones guessed right. Checking on the linebacker. Goodson cannot make the play. So a 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7, instead of a loss of 1. Cincinnati revert to form here after a couple picks by Rivers? The answer was resounding no after the first pick. But now, after that second interception, maybe thinking about heading back toward the typical tendencies. No. Short pass, Fant. Well timed. It's complete for 10. Well timed short passes. We're talking about what Cincy would do. Given the Rivers interception troubles today, goes right back into the teeth of this good rated defense. Catches Duke guessing wrong and gets 10 yards on Fant's card. Short pass again to Fant, this time double teamed. Gotta wonder about the chances of a pick incomplete. Oh my. Second and 10 at the 35-yard line. 6:18 left. Off tackle, Dobbins, guessed wrong. Opportunity for some yards here. Dobbins is going to test the end. He makes that play, does Christian Wilkins. So that's just a 2-yard gain, 3rd and 8. From the Philadelphia 33. Time to check on the kickers here. Harrison Bucker, he's good from out here. 2 through 6-12 from long range. Doesn't upgrade too much. Flat pass Edelman, he's double teamed. Incomplete. Going to force the long field goal attempt or a very short punt. Or conversion opportunity. Since he went for it a few times. Yeah, going for it again. Staying with the same formation as well. Also not going shotgun on a 4th and 8. Got a 0 out here in terms of run, but I don't think Dobbins... Oh, yeah, here's his 8 yards. You could go after that. But Fant's only a 4. You really want that 6 end because the 7 on the defensive card is 9 yards just on the 7 roll, depending on the blocking ability of your end. So he's going to pass here, I would assume. Obviously, run would be a surprise in all cases, but it just doesn't add up as it being worthwhile enough of a chance to take. So definitely going short pass. And it's Edelman again. Does not get double teamed. Boy, that was a risky selection. And it's intercepted again for the 3rd time today. Rivers is intercepted. Here's another opportunity for a return. The Philadelphia roll results in drama. No return. Knocked down the ball. He knocked down the ball, got back his 12 yards. So took the 12 yards instead of a chance for a score. The way these offenses are playing, you gotta wonder if your best offense is a good defense, such as returns. But instead, Philadelphia starts off at their own 33. End run Henry guessed right again. Justin on top of these calls. A gain of just 1 for Henry. Like his semifinal game, he's starting off slow, 6 for 12 yards. But he's done most of that guessed right, unlike the semifinal. Second and 9. Linebuck, Henry, guessed wrong. Opportunity. A rare guess wrong opportunity for Henry. Up the gut with no men there. Gets the dreaded 5. That results in an expletive perhaps from Duke. Waited a long time for that opportunity. Instead now, after the dreaded 5, it's a 3rd and 9. Long pass Thielen. There's nobody back there. He's up against a 5, I believe. He's going to get flushed. Gets only 5 yards. And Cincinnati's going to get off the field here. Again, following interception. 3 interceptions, obviously, with Philadelphia having no points on the scoreboard. None have been converted into points. "46-yard punt. Lamb will field it from the 15-yard line. Calls for the fair catch. 3 minutes left. Cincinnati might be happy just to get out of this half with the lead. And not have Rivers throw his 4th interception of the half. Duke knows this. Might he challenge Rivers to throw deep? Try to get the ball back. At least tie this up. Take a chance or two to get a 2nd and long. Short pass Fant. 3 men in zone. Guessed right. Did leave that long pass zone empty. Incomplete. Almost threw another interception. Gets 7 yards instead. Oh my. The interception split shows up. Rivers avoids it this time. But wow. Another close call for Cincy. 2nd and 3. Flat pass, Edelman. It's up against a 6. And that 6 makes the play. Demario Davis. Makes it 3rd and 3, and that's big. That gives this Philadelphia Eagles defense a chance to get off the field and let this offense try to manufacture a field goal here in the waning moments of the first half. Aaron Jones in the backfield. That's the only substitution you really see from the Cincinnati offense during normal times. Linebacker. Aaron Jones is keyed and keyed correctly. He loses 3 yards. And Philadelphia will be getting this ball back. They take the time out there. Get a tick. Let's say 1 tick, I believe. Osborne from the 25. No gain. So 2 minutes, plenty of time. You've got the ultimate guess wrong weapon in Henry. Philadelphia in the last 2 minutes of each half last game. As you see, Fairbairn, that's a pretty good deep card here is Henry. Guess wrong. Up the gut. Nobody behind. Boxes are alive and open for business. Instead, just gets the yard. 2nd and 9. At the end of both halves, in the semifinal, Philadelphia scored a total. So a touchdown in each, total of 14 points was the difference in the game. Both occasions, Henry hit a long gain, guessed wrong. So, that is the weapon. You just sort of alternate between long pass and Henry. And your guy's going to have, it's going to be a coin flip whether he's going to guess right or not. Got good receivers that can take advantage of the guess wrong situation. It's a very powerful tool. Linebuck Henry has that 94-yarder on there, among other things. Here we go. Guess wrong. Henry gets just a yard again. 3rd and 8. So now he's limited by containment. So he's not going to be able to pick up anything big in his own card. Philadelphia was in this situation on both occasions in the semifinal as well and came up with some flushes and things to convert it and get a new set of downs before Henry exploded for his long gains. Going to have to come up with something similar here. Meanwhile, Cincinnati can think about what happens if a punt is shanked or even an average punt. You still have a field goal opportunity here. If Cincinnati can force an incompletion on this 3rd and 8 from Philadelphia's own 27. 107 left. Short pass, Tate. 4 men in zone. Guessed right. Minshew drops back and throws incomplete. 4th and 8. Here comes Coke again. This is probably his 4th or 5th punt. 4th, I would guess, of the half. We could check that very easily, but we'll just let it go here for a moment and see CeeDee Lamb attempt to return this from the 25-yard line after a 48-yard punt. Lamb calls for the fair catch. As the 10 roll comes too close to the 11 for the comfort of Justin, I'm sure. So let's take a look at Coke's stats here. Coke has bunted 4 times, yes. So 52 seconds and 3 timeouts for Cincinnati. Not typically a home run hitting team. You see Philadelphia drop back into a nickel. Dobbins now is activated. He has an off-tackle long run in there that's noteworthy, I believe. Yeah, 72 yards right there. Also, the end run can get you into field goal range in a hurry, too. 2, 3, 11, 12, plus those short gains. Just gobs of opportunities. Now, of course, he's going to be thinking about carries. He has 10 left. Short pass, Edelman. 4 men in zone. Left the deep zone empty again, incomplete. Justin has to be taking note of the opportunities up top. Interestingly, he's been hitting that 7 a lot. So those would be interceptions if he threw deep. Interception splits. 2nd and 10. I suspect we'll see a run here. It's the benefit of huge upside, but also can help ensure that this half is going to end without Philadelphia points. If you can just get a first down. Short pass, Edelman again. Crosses me up. Incomplete. And now Philadelphia has a chance to think about a field goal. Can they make the 3rd down stop? That will leave them a few ticks. They have 4 ticks to work with, excluding the punt. So 3 more, 2 plays after that. After a punt return to, if this is an incompletion, that is. And they do have 2 timeouts as well, the help situation. Again, this time we see 3 wide. It's taking a knee. I don't think Cincinnati's going to let you get away with that. If Philadelphia's going to let you get away with that, Justin. Oh, no. I would not say so. Welcome, Dennis.
Howdy, howdy.
So, interesting situation here. On a 3rd and 9 with 30 seconds left from their own 25, they took a knee, did Cincinnati. And, of course, Philadelphia wouldn't let him get away with that. But turns out that the punt was a good one, 46 yards, no return. So with 22 seconds left, Philly has the ball at their own 30 with the timeout.
So what have I missed? How did Cincy get their 3-0 lead?
You've missed a lot of interceptions. So off a Gardner Minshew interception in the first quarter, it was returned to about the 20-yard line. Drive might have been a couple yards up to about the 9, and then 3 and out and a field goal. In total, we've had 4 interceptions and a fumble in this first half, with neither team really able to cash in. And run Henry. Looking for the big one. Did it last game. Can he do it now? No, the 9 falls on the defensive guard.
You got the right number, just the wrong white die.
Oh, my 15 seconds. So take a look here. You'll see we got 3.6 yards per play for Cincy, 2.7 for Philly. These are all good rated defenses all the way around. Both teams have been uncharacteristic in their play calling, trying to sort of undermine the other guy's research on tendencies. Seen a lot of that today. A lot of short passing from Cincy, a lot of run calling from the Philadelphia defense. Short pass Arnold, hunting for that long gain, gets 15. And that puts him within reach.
One more 15-yarder and out of bounds and try a long field goal. Although he might try that Henry end run again.
Mm-hmm. Henry has been an end-of-half weapon, as we've noted in the broadcast already. 2 long gains inside 2 minutes last game. So that looms out there. You can go deep, hoping for that run call, or you can, if you're the offense, or you can just run Henry on the outside.
Do you remember back in the day, before they made the change, that if you called run out of a 3-3-5, you could call run and put 2 men in the deep zone? That would be the play here, but it's no longer allowed.
Correct. That would be the play. I mean, C&D growing up, we ignored half those rules. You could cover all your bases. Linebuck Henry's hunting for the 94-yard. And look at that, the defensive card again. So let's take a look. Pretty sure, is that a long gain? I'm not sure. Yeah, it is. So 2 long gains avoided thanks to the white die, and Philadelphia will end the half there. It's 3-0. Cincinnati leads. And we get started immediately, which is good news.
If you had the under, you're in good shape.
I'd say so. I have a close to a hard out at 3:30 Eastern, and that half took an hour. So, Dennis, I don't know if you're around, but I can leave it up. You can stay as long as you can if you're here. Otherwise, we'll just leave it going in the background. And it looks like we're going to take a couple minutes after all in this halftime. So, you see Duke comment there. So with the box score, we have, let's see, you see Philadelphia really struggling, just 4 first downs. 2 of their interceptions, you take a look at ball possession as well. 2 of their interceptions, they started out at midfield. Oops. And came up empty. So you see Philadelphia starting here at midfield, and then from the 49, 3 and out both times. Oh, yeah, 5 and out as well. But there's a fumble on the second one. Yeah, we've had 5 turnovers. That's right. I forgot about the is it 5 or is it even 6? I mean, it's just been a lot. It's been a lot of turnovers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And you can count the turnover on downs as kind of like a pseudo turnover as well.
Mm-hmm. But neither team has been able to do much. Cincy has definitely had the advantage putting together some longer drives. And you can see here 1 10-play drive. The opening drive was stopped by a receiver fumble by Noah Fant, I believe. And they were on the march. But the defenses have clamped down. Let's take a look at field position as well here. Philadelphia starting out their own 35. Yeah, Cincy throwing 28. Minshew throwing his first pick of the postseason. He also fumbled, did he? I think so. Not to show it, though, because he doesn't have a run attempt.
I'm playing another game in a different league, so I'm kind of like half listening, half watching. But when you have to leave, I'll take over at least to keep an eye on it.
Which league is that?
That's the Tecmo Retro League. We're in 1993.
Nice. And you have Seattle, presumably?
It's not a stock league; it's a draft league.
Ah.
So yeah, I am the Seahawks, but I have my team is Troy Aikman and Johnny Johnson, and an amalgamation of talent.
Johnny Johnson could do it all, as I recall. If I can remember those cards. I have not played with those cards since then, I would imagine. But I thought he could block, catch, and run.
Yeah, he's a very good receiver.
All right, and we are ready here. By the way, speaking of other leagues, Dennis, I have technically qualified. Well, not technically, in my own head, qualified for the playoffs of Battle Royale, as I'm at 8-8. Therefore, every game is win or out from
There
this
you go.
point forward.
I like it. Who's your last game against?
That's Dunedin.
Nice.
Yeah, spray. So, start out with a Minshew short pass for 10 yards. It was a Dunedin, excuse me. Minshew on that 7. One of the calling cards of his card, I guess you could say. But a dreaded 5 comes up for Henry. Guessed wrong on the off tackle. Henry, 12 runs, 21 yards. Big opportunities. None taken so far. Just unable to cash in. Only takes one, though, as they say. Short pass, Lockett, 4 men in zone, well defended, guess right. A couple chances, small for sacks. Instead, Lockett cannot haul it in on his own card. 2nd and 10. And on the 2nd and 10, we see Philadelphia move to their passing formation that we typically would. Oh, sorry, it's 3rd and 10. Okay, the number just didn't change. Okay, so that we are seeing them in their usual 3rd down offense of Eifert in the backfield with Minshew. Short pass, Tate, 4 men there. Guess right. Lots of sack opportunities coming from Cincy. Can he get home? No. Instead, it's a check on the defender. It's a completion and a conversion for Philadelphia up to their own 48. Philadelphia making headway in this first drive, the second half. For all the marbles here in Frozen Tundra. And run Henry, he's guessed right. And it goes to the defensive card again, loses 2 yards. So, since he started off calling some just blazing hot defensive calls, Henry could not escape a guest run attempt for much of the first quarter. Not lately. He's had plenty of guessed wrong. Now, since he comes back, guesses right on 1st and 10, sets up a 2nd and 12. Philadelphia's own 46-yard line. End run, guess wrong. Running at the bad matchup offensively. And yeah, it shows up again. This time a 1-yard gain sets up 3rd and 11. It's a 0 run block versus a 6 defensive end. And last time we checked on the offensive end. This time we check on the defensive end. Both cases, of course, working out in Cincinnati's favor. 3rd and 11. Typical 3-wide set for Philly. Tate faces the 4. Eifert also, but he's double teamed. Nicely done by Justin in Cincinnati. This 3rd and 10, hoping for the dump off. Instead, he gets the dump off and he gets 10 yards. So 4th and 1 now for Philadelphia. 11:42 left in the 3rd quarter. They're at midfield-ish at Cincinnati's 43. Play field position or go is the question for Duke. And it's a tough one. Tell you what, not an easy decision here. Most of us would just go. But the way this game flow has been, you can believe in pinning your guy back. You've got 3 points waiting for you. And it's different, too, when you're Philly. You're more inclined to punt because you have Henry on your team. If you're facing Henry, you might feel a little bit different because, field position is not such a huge deal when Henry can break one anytime.
But Henry's so good, guess right. And you're trailing. And I think he's going to go for it.
Yeah, and Keed, too, by the way. Just guessed right. You can key him, he can still pick up not just 1, even 2 yards. Take a look at that card. Yeah, there's 2 up the gut right there on 8. And then really off tackle is your play. Off tackle or end run. I guess end run is your best keyed column. You have multiple opportunities. And yeah, he is going for it. So here we go. Let's see what check on the middle linebacker. He's a 5 is Kendricks. Check the other linebackers as well. 4 is Chin. And a 5 is Zadarius Smith on the outside. You've got the horses here on the left side of the line. End run, not too appetizing in terms of blocking matchups. Minshew's flat pass also looms large, of course. He wishes to try to cross him up. You get the formation. No blitz being shown. Thinking, threatening here, a delay of game penalty for Philly. I always sort of wish we had a little clock there. I understand why we don't. He is going to cross him up. Flat pass against the 6. So that 6th defender looms out there. He gets a 4-yard gain, hits at 12. Could have been disastrous on the 10 or 11 roll, but instead gets the 12 roll and converts. So big throw for Minshew. It's a dangerous throw. But pays off for Philly. Setting up what might be their longest at this point penetration into Cincinnati's side of the field, but loses 2 yards on first down. So now back to the 41. I spoke too soon. I think they got to the 40 last time. 2nd and 12 from the 41. Flat pass Arnold. Guessed right. It's up against the 0 in the zone. And that's what shows up. The 7 roll gets 14 huge yards. Yeah, I stand corrected. Philly got as far as the 21-yard line, I believe, if memory serves. 1st and 10, now from the 27. That's before a turnover at the 21. A couple drives ago. This time they're at the 27. 1st and 10, 9:18 left. End run Henry. Nobody's there. Going left again. So the matchups do not work. And yet again, the matchups show up. Leonard Williams stops him for a yard. 2nd and 9. So when you run out that way, you got to you do have the 9 roll where the tackle comes into play, where it's a 6 tackle. And that's versus a 4 on the other side. So that's a bit of a advantage in that particular role. But overall, it's a disaster if you see defensive checks or blocking checks show up in the end run left for Philly. 2nd and 9. Looking pass, guessed wrong against a 6. Opportunity for yards, gets the 10 roll this time, so incomplete. Can't get it on his own card. 3rd and 9. From the 26. Joey Sly is the kicker if it comes to it. And Joey Sly from out here is 2 through 8, 12. Does not have variable risk, at least in terms of going downwards, in terms of his chances. From the 26-yard line. Can pull him back only as far as the 31. Short pass, Lockett. 4 men in zone. Eifer's double teamed. Lockett is not. Minshew looking for that 7 on his own card. It's flushed. Only 8 yards. Another 4th and 1. This time from the 18-yard line. Down 3-0 is Philadelphia. You make the call. Halfway through the 3rd quarter. I've been down all game if I'm Philadelphia. Again, I'm going to uncharacteristically lean toward the conservative way here and tie this up. Get some points on the board. That 0. Just don't like that 0. Sly would face a little bit of variable risk here.
And he's got such a strong defensive team. A lot of ratings, a lot of ways for him to get an out if you do go for it. Before when you're out of field goal range, I think 80-20 on going for it. Now it's like 50-50.
Duke thinking hard. It is a tough one.
That usually means he's going for it if it takes a long time.
Yep. Longer it takes, the more likely he's going. Making lots of clicks. Men going in, men going out. We see 2 tight here again. So this is his base formation. No difference that I can see. Don't see any subs along the offensive line. 4-3, not showing blitz. I would show it just for the hell of it. Just make your opponent think about it. 4th and 1. Short pass. Trying to cross him up. Here comes a short pass to Arnold. It is guessed wrong. It is incomplete on Minshew's card. Cincinnati takes over at their own 18. Duke gets what he wants, but the 9 is not his friend. Interception on the other side. Incompletion on this side, even guessed wrong, and that's what shows up the 9 roll. It's a role that really is typically this team, Philadelphia's favorite role. That long gain for Henry. But not in that spot. Flat pass against 2 men. Guessed wrong. Whose card is it going on? It's going on the defensive card, but the receiver shows up and gets 11 yards. No Fant. So well defended. But even on the defensive card, the receiver rating shows up, and it's an 11-yard gain. Got to step away for just one moment. Right back.
All right, so I'll take over the play-by-play. We got J.K. Dobbins, who's got his own fair share of long gains on the edges. Short pass to Devontae Adams being double covered by Philadelphia. It's a dump off that's going to be incomplete. So it was 1st and 10 at the 29 and 2nd and 10. Aaron Jones looks like he's checking into the game. In a 2 tight, 2 wide set, Ertz, Fant, Edelman, and Adams. Each team taking their time. Recognizing the importance of the games. Flat pass left to Jones. Single covered. It's going to pick up 8 on the receiver card. That'll bring up 3rd and 2.
Okay, we're back. Looks like we have a 3rd and 2.
Jones picked up a receiver reading on his card after a dump off that turned into an incomplete on 1st down.
Thank you very much. And Aaron Jones stays in here for short yardage, as he usually does. Dobbins among the worst right runners in the league. Standard set. It's a flat pass. Guessed wrong, 11 yards. So a couple times in a row now, Philadelphia's keyed Jones on a short yarder situations. Worked out for him last time. This time, it's an 11-yard gain. And Cincy is approaching midfield. 5:24 left. 52 very long yards away from a 2-score lead for Cincy. I'm sure that's how it feels for Cincy. Even with all the problems Philadelphia had, they and there's a 27-yard gain right there. Picks up about half of them on a 27-yard gain. Went linebuck, I'm sure, what could have been on the off tackle 12, which I think is 70 some yards for Dobbins, but up to the 25. I always feel it's going to say Philadelphia always feels in range of the end zone. A little tougher for Cincy, but there you go. Big pops. We talk about Dobbins' big pops in the first half, and that's one of them. But now Rivers throws his 4th interception of the game, and then a split of 2 only shows up snake eyes. Philadelphia from the 13, going to try to return it. 10 yards. Unbelievable. It says it's 3rd. I thought it's his 4th interception. Just losing count. Let's see here. I have a stat sheet right in front of me. Okay, it is 3. Feels like 4. Wow. All on short passes. Because, the flat pass is not immune to interceptions either when you're facing a good defense. And guessed wrong running continues. 1-yard gain for Henry. Guessed wrong. Linebuck. 2nd and 9. 17 carries, 20 yards for Derrick Henry. And then a no gain guessed wrong. Finds the no gain end run wrong. 3rd and 9. 18 carries for 20 yards for Henry. Philadelphia has come up empty time and again off these Cincinnati turnovers. Now looking to get a 3rd and long converted and gets it. Minshew, a 5 on his card, gets 11 yards. 1st and 10 out to their own 35. 2:42 left, 3rd quarter. Flat pass. Thielen. Going to get 5 yards as Darius Smith can't make the play. 2nd and 5. For as much as these teams may have thought about different offensive strategies and changing it at halftime, they've just done more of the same. And we've gotten more of the same on the scoreboard. And more of the same in terms of overall results. And to that point, on the 2nd and 5, Philly comes out in their standard set. Arnold on the left, Eifert on the right, Thielen and Lockett receiving, Henry in the backfield, Minshew quarterback. And a 4-3-D. And run. Short yardage. He's running right this time. A linebacker is there. And Zadarius Smith makes the play for a loss of 4 yards. And it's 3rd and 9. Back to the standard 3-wide set for Philly. Short pass, Golden Tate. He's double teamed. It's intercepted again. Minshew, his second. Here's the return from Cincy. 10 yards. They'll start out at the Philadelphia 41-yard line. Cincinnati leading 3-0 with 1:12 left in the third quarter of the Frozen Tundra Championship game. The biggest plays of the day have been turnovers, and there's been a bunch of them. First and 10, standard set with Aaron Jones in the backfield for Cincy. Linebacker Aaron Jones. Guessed right. Nobody there. The center makes that block. Ryan Kelly showed up big in the playoffs so far for Cincinnati. Makes his first block of the day, 2nd and 1. It's a big one because it puts him into field goal range at the Philadelphia 32-yard line. Third quarter dwindles down to 36 seconds. Linebuck Jones. And there's Kelly again, 9 yards, 2 times in a row. The center makes the block. 1st and 10 from the Philadelphia 23-yard line. We hit the end of the third quarter and on to the fourth. Cincinnati's just got to be praying to hold on to the ball long enough to score. Things have gone haywire, especially in sort of Philadelphia territory on the march. Linebuck Dobbins, guessed wrong. Just that 6 nose tackles there. Going to ask for 2 linebackers. Only one is there. 16-yard gain up the gut on the double boxes. 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. This is Cincinnati's the closest they've come to the goal line all game here from the 7. Got as far as the 9 on their field goal. Too tight with Jones against the 3-4. Can't blitz on first. Off tackle. Jones guessed wrong. Linebacker is there. The guard can make that block. It's 2 yards. 2nd and goal from the 5. Stays in too tight. Take a look at the running defense of these linebackers. So strong, but along the right side is the right side of the offensive line, left side of the defense is where you want to run to. You pick up a 0 and 4. Free safety, of course, the wild card. And he's lost in this bunch. Let's see, right there. Also a 0. So he can't come in with some random placement help. Again, too tight. Not going full house here. Don't know who the third back is. Really wouldn't want Dobbins in this situation. If we get to third down, we'll check that. Too tight against a blitzing 3-4. I'd be shocked if Philadelphia threw a short pass, but I've been shocked all game long on a lot of these play calls that were all the emotional reasons why you would not go back to something that's not working. These teams are doing a great job of bucking that trend. But do you risk coming up empty with another interception? No, he doesn't. Linebuck, Aaron Jones. It's guessed wrong. Couple sixes, and there's a 5-yard gain and a touchdown for Cincinnati with 13:30 left on Aaron Jones's card. Linebuck wrong goes for 5 yards on the 11 roll. Guessed right would have been 4 yards. The extra point is barely good, and it's 10-0 Cincinnati. Huge clutch run from Jones. Osborne, 8 yards deep, takes a seat. Philadelphia has quite the hole now to dig out of. Got to quickly find a way to put points together. Stays too tight. As you'd expect. Linebuck Henry guessed wrong. No linebacker behind either. The center makes the block. Linder. He's a 5. White die of 5. 10 yards. First down. 35. 20 carries for 26 yards for Derrick Henry. After that 10-yard run. Longest of the day is 12. Short pass Arnold, 4-man there, guessed right. He's sacked. Leonard Williams comes on in on a 24% chance. It gets the 17 roll and sets up a 2nd and 15. Big sack there. Sets up a difficult call defensively for Justin. Do you dare guess run on the 2nd and 15? He guesses pass. Here's Henry. Guess wrong on the off tackle. 8 yards on the defensive card. Sets up a 3rd and 7. Three wide with Eifert. Short pass Golden Tate, 4 men there. Guessed right. Vinovich has a chance for a sack at 40%. Flushed. 9 yards, first down. Huge conversion there for Philadelphia. Could not afford to get in a 4th and long situation there from deeper in their own territory. So that was a huge, huge conversion. Off tackle Henry's guessed right. No linebacker behind, though. Blocking back called upon again. Henry loses 2. 2nd down and 12. Henry now at 32 yards today on 22 carries. Again, facing the 2nd and long. Last time, Cincinnati guessed pass, and Henry ran off tackle. What happens this time? Short pass. Guessed right. 3 men. Arnold is sacked. Again, Leonard Williams is in. 40% chance. And the Cincinnati pass rush is showing up here in the fourth quarter, 3rd and 17. 9:54 left. In most every imaginable scenario, it's 4-down territory for Philadelphia. But if he loses yards here, is it? That's where it gets interesting. 3 wide with Eifert. It's 3:30 Eastern. I can stick until the guests arrive. So hopefully that gives us a little time here. Long pass, Thielen. 2 men are back on this 3rd and 17. Flushed. That's what he needed. Gets 9 yards. Boy, needed that D-die there. Got it. Because Minshew's not going to do much on his card, and you weren't going to do anything on the defensive card. So the flush is a bailout 9 yards and sets up a 4th and reasonable. 4th and 8 from Philadelphia's 49-yard line. Coffin corner. Punt is coming instead. And pins him nicely at the 6. So got in a position where a short pass completion would have converted down 10-0. But this time, Duke decides to punt, and it works out because since he's pinned, can you get the ball back quickly? You need to play some D. Linebuck Jones guessed right. No gain. Second and 10. Facing the nickel here in the fourth quarter. Off tackle Jones. The safety was brought up to guess run. Check on that defensive end. He cannot make the play. It's 9 yards. Akeem Hicks is a 5. It's a 6 white die. 3rd and 1. Massive play here. Since he will close down a pathway or two for a Philadelphia comeback if they can convert. They go 3 running back, 2 tight end, which is the same effects as a full house. The only difference is you don't have a wide receiver on the field. All the other rules hold. The free safety movement, the upgrade of your lineman's run block, etc. What's the call? It's Dobbins and Jones. We were wondering who that third back would be. There isn't. It's Dobbins. Can't imagine him getting the ball here. Sort of hoping for a key, but I don't think the defense would key Jones. I've certainly done it before. Philadelphia's keyed Jones a couple occasions today. They key Rivers. It goes back to Jones. Jones, guessed wrong. On the line buck. Gets 3 yards. First down, Cincinnati. It's a huge one. Clock runs. 7:12 left. Too tight. Looking past Fant. One man is there for almost intercepted. Oh my. The game almost turned right there. The flat pass interception split is 2 through 5, and the 6 is rolled. Philadelphia almost got the break they needed. Oh, you got to think Duke is just sort of letting out a big sigh on that one. Of course, 2 linebackers would have done it too. Too tight, moves to the 3-3-5 D. Aaron Jones stays in the backfield here. .654 left. Linebuck Jones guessed right. Brings up the safety and gets no yards. So 6:18 left on this 3rd and 10. Clock will tick under 6 minutes in all likelihood. After this play. Lines up too tight. Three, 3-5. No blitz showing here. Short pass, Fant. 3-man in zone, not double teamed. Opportunity here. Lots of double teams, but missed on Fant. What will Rivers do? He's flushed. He gets 10 yards exactly on the defensive card, and it's a first down for Cincinnati. A huge conversion with 5:42 left in the 4th quarter. Could be a championship cleansing conversion in theory. Closing down a few more pathways. Philadelphia still has them, though. Cannot count out all sorts of things happening here. Looking past Fant. We saw what happened last time a close interception came. This time 6 yards. Rivers is 2 through 4, 12 interception on his card. Guessed right. That's real. Almost surprised to see it at this point. 2nd and 4. And now a 3rd and 5 after a 1-yard loss. So another 3rd down opportunity for Philadelphia. Can they get off the field with the quick strike capability of Derrick Henry? Pathways exist. Just how much time can be left for Philadelphia to manufacture these 10-plus points? Two big 3rd down conversions so far in this drive for Cincy. Can they make it 3? As you noted before, there are opportunities against this Philly defense to run for this right here along the end. But he's in the shotgun formation. Waiting for the play call. Waiting. Edelman is double teamed on this short pass. 3rd and 5. It's incomplete. On the 3 roll, 4th and 5. Philadelphia finally will get the ball back here with 4:12 left. A few ticks less than that. Callaway has a chance from the 18. Callaway calls for a fair catch. He wasn't going to do much no matter what. Long of 19 on the entire card. First and 10. Derrick Henry's home run hitting ability looms large. And really, it's not so much the long gains as the plus 94s and whatnot. When you think about it, there's long gains all over quarterback cards. I mean, I know there's a high chance of interception. End run Henry. Guessed wrong. Hits the short gain for 16 on the 10 roll. So it gets started. Couldn't get out of bounds, though, with the odd white die. So first and 10, I think my time may be up here. With 3:18 left. Henry going to try for the fences again. End run Henry. Guessed wrong. This one man back in long pass zone, by the way. No gain on 11. Oh. Cincinnati's defense tiptoeing through the minefield of the Henry guessed wrong columns. And it's second and 10. Oh, so gently. It's another opportunity to run on the second down to avoid contain. I'm sorry, that was second down. Now it's third. Pardon me. 2 no gains in a row. So contain an issue, goes 3 wide. Henry off the field. Short pass, Eifert. 4-minute zone, guessed right. Almost intercepted. Now the 4th and 10, which would be decisive. Three wide and a fullback. Just has not been Henry's day, Plenty of chances. And when he hit the big numbers, it went to the defensive card. And when it went to his card, he's getting no gains and all that. And here we are. It's a 10-0 Cincinnati lead with 2:24 left. A fumble occurs. It's recovered by the defense on 4th down. Another sack for the Bengals. And that should do it with 2 minutes left. And with that, I do need to run, everybody. Thanks for watching. I'm going to let it run. Just going to let it run, and I'll come back as soon as I can to turn it down.
Hey, I'm back. It looks like Anthony had to leave. And it looks like Cincinnati is about to win the Super Bowl. 1:30 left. Philadelphia has no timeouts, down 13-0. They certainly need some magic here. They're staying with the base formation so they can maybe hit that end run long gain on 9, kick a onside kick, recover it, and then do it again. That would be the plan. We'll see what happens. Off tackle right to Henry. He called run, not willing to trust his dice to the whims of fate. And he still gets 27 guessed right. The defensive tackle can't make the play. So 1st and 10 out to the 48. They're inside Cincy territory. Second and 10 after a guessed right run for no yards. Second and 10, he's still going to keep calling around. Flat pass right to Arnold against the pass call. And that's going to be an 8-yard pickup, 3rd and 2. And we are down to 37 seconds to go as he goes hurry up. Not willing to sacrifice it down with a spike. We're getting pretty close to the time, though, that there's no way for even a miracle comeback to happen. And run left to Henry, guessed wrong, but there's a man in the zone. And it's going to go wide, then right at 5, setting up 4th and 3. You have to go hurry up, and that's going to be the game. Yep, that is going to be the game because hurry up means there's 15 seconds left. There's no way to score and get a recovered onside kick in time. Short pass to Tyler Lockett. Guessed wrong. 4 men in zone. And he converts it. 19 yards. Maybe just one last score for pride. Have to spike it here with have a second left. Pretty amazing that you get a shutout in the Super Bowl. Turnovers have helped, of course. So what will Dave do for the last play? Long pass to Dan Arnold. Two men in zone. Must run for 7, and that's the ball game. And it's unfortunate that we won't be able to do the post-game interviews because it would have been cool to hear from everybody. But without Anthony here to add him in, that's it. That's going to be the game, and we won't be able to add anything else on. So I will be checking out. Thanks for watching, everybody. Congratulations, Justin brings home the Super Bowl. Amazing job, taking out some tough competition, and doing everything right. Yeah, it ain't easy winning a championship in any league. So well done. Fantastic job. All right, man. I'll be checking out. Thanks, guys.